Now that we kind of in the season now, we got the garden doing what it do. It's my marigolds. I always keep some clover in the patches like this in my beds to throw some nitrogen in the ground, you know. Got a ton of dill over here. Never have enough marigolds. I'm not sure what kind of mushrooms these are. But you know, throw some logs in the ground. Got a bunch of different peppers. I got like a good 3 patches of this red clover. Tomatoes doing good. Man, you know, you always gonna deal with some pests, but I mean, these look really good. Got a little cucumber right there. Yeah, I gotta really look in here because cucumbers, man, they'll be ready in no time. Like you turn around and they ready. Yeah, here we got some zucchini. Looking real nice. And it's cantaloupe. I believe this is what this is. No, this is definitely the cucumbers. Here are the cantaloupes. Doing pretty nice too. These will probably sprawl out and take over this whole area over here. I'm hoping these little peppers get up good and tall before these cantaloupes sprawl out and get real big. They should. And then there's the potato mound. It was gonna be a potato tower, but I was like, yeah, that's a lot. So we got this little mound right here. I ain't seen no little sprouts come out yet. But hopefully. Right there's the rhubarb. It's something definitely been snacking on. Oh, look, you see that little roly-poly, man? Yeah, got a lot of peppers right here. Let's see. There's some zinnias in there. I don't know how the petals got like that. I'm not sure. Like, is that a ladybug that has no spots? I don't know. It's hard to tell. Well, there's got to be some cucumbers in this. I'm quite sure. Oh yeah, look, they getting there. That one, yeah, I'll probably get that one. Definitely got to come out here later and harvest some of this stuff. Strawberries doing real good. Look like a slug bee. Probably multiple slugs, I'm sure. Get on some of these berries before I do. Kind of sucks. R.I.P. to my little bird Tiki, man. This is a little monument. All right. See all this dill? I should have plenty of seed for next year. I'll leave that. Harvest the seed later, you know. And back down through here. don't think that. Well, it's coming back. Look at that. Got a bunch of new leaves. It wasn't doing too well the other day. And yeah, we definitely want to check out these muscadines. These things are definitely pumping something out this year. Some tomatoes. Some more dill. I'm about to chop a lot of this and dehydrate it and use it like that. More dill heads. You know the deal. Got some marigold down here. And I think all these aromas, all those should be large cherry tomatoes. More cucumbers. Oh man. Yeah, I definitely got to come out here and get this. Like I said, if you don't get them, man, they'll be ready before you know it. And then they'll be way too big. Yeah, he's popping up pretty good too. Let the wild lettuce, opium lettuce, go to seed. Let all that float around and see what it do. Now these zinnias, they're looking real nice. But you know what? Really all of them right here anyways should look like this. But look at them. They're like pastel pinks and whatnot. So yeah, I'm gonna get seed from a different source so I get actually what I'm paying for. Man, I got more tomatoes than I know what to do with. Just straight up. And look, I'm gonna keep it a buck. These in 6-inch pots. I make sure I water them real good and feed them. And you see, yeah. That's just an example for y'all who think, oh, I don't have no pots. I don't have, man, if you got time to water and time to feed them, they're gonna produce some tomatoes, no doubt. I wouldn't be surprised if they kind of, oh yeah, see they rooted in the ground through the pot. But yeah, let's keep it pushing. See, I still got stuff in trays. And these, man, I just let these go over there, them tomatoes. I don't need them, but they still pushing. And I feel bad because they're really trying to grow, but I'm gonna have to cut these down to the soil level and compost it, sadly. You know, I could give them away to people, but I never run into people like that need tomatoes, so here's another one. Look at that. And all this deal right here. I can't believe it. They've been in here for a while. I gotta cut these little flower heads off. This is my second run, you know, so I got plenty of fresh steel. My stomach over here growling. So it's time to eat, boy. These geraniums. Got this from school. Same with all these in these pots right here. There's that mountain mint. And right here's that. Hold on. Wild bee balm or bergamot or that Monarda. Right here, some basil I got from one of my friends. I threw it right here and it's doing amazing, you know. Back there, more peppers. Dang, boy, look at that. So you can tell I ain't been out here looking real good for harvest because, man, look at the size of that cucumber. Crazy. Pineapple still doing what it do. It's a black-eyed Susan vine, a couple of them. And they just spreading out over there. I've been eating berries for days. Look, tomatoes. Little 6-inch pot. Another opium lettuce, man. I let them do what they do when they need to. If they ain't in the way, let stuff grow, you know what I'm saying? Man, and my cats are the worst. They always come up here messing with my crystal. I know they can't help, but it's too appealing. Yeah, shout out to my friends for the rhubarb. I got 3 and they doing pretty great. If I say so myself. This one over here, it ain't doing as well as these 2, but it's still doing amazing. There's that other rhubarb. Now let's talk about these muscadines. Man, it's a lot. This almost look like grapevines, you know what I'm saying? The amount of muscadines that's on here. Now I know there's something definitely like biting these. You can get this to focus. You see them spots on, especially on the lower end, like over here. Look over there. I'll find out exactly what's causing that, but it looks like some kind of insect that punctures and sucks, you know. So we'll get it. And this deal, man, if y'all could smell this, bro. Like, man, I just gotta get a little piece, you know. See if we got any squash and zucchini. Not yet. But yeah, it's gonna be a thick little patch right here. Hopefully it'll produce a lot of food. All right, let's move up here to the greenhouse. More deal. Like I said, I done did way too many pots this year. So I just, kind of wasted money and time with a lot of these plants. Shout out to my vegetable production teacher, hooking it up with a bunch of root crops. So I got all kinds of different onions, garlic, shallots, etc. And a couple fig trees. Same teacher, appreciate you. Look at these peppers I have no space for. I'm gonna have to make space for some of this and time to get it planted. Same with all that, you know. Come in here. Some more of my okra. It's supposed to be moon and stars melons, as you see. A lot of these take way too long to germinate, and then you think, oh, they ain't gonna germinate, right? And then weeks later, they decide to pop up. It's kind of crazy. Right here, we got them Iroquois cantaloupes. And some, I think it's straight neck squash. Yeah. No, that's crook neck. Yeah. You know, pots and goods and assortments for growing. Got my little EcoFlow right here. It's what I use to power a lot of stuff. It's at 30%. When it get too hot, I just cut this on. And I've already got this fan on. So the fan, you know, it blows over here. But it's not too bad right now. I'm gonna let this charge up. I'm gonna go to this lower garden. So this right here, this on the chicken fence. What used to be my goat pasture, but I got a lot of tomatoes. Like I said, we wasn't playing this year about these tomatoes. And it's specifically just Romas and large cherries, so everybody else growing all the other stuff. I'm like, yeah, let me just focus on these. More cucumbers. With a cucumber ready to be plucked up off the vine, you feel me? And see, I use no spray, nothing like that. I just come out here, I'll knock some bugs off. If I see eggs under a leaf, I'll get a little tape, you know what I'm saying? Take them off or smash them, whatever. See, something like this, just need to be clipped off, both of these. This tomato in that little bitty pot. It's two of them actually produced. More berries than I know what to do with. The birds, the turtles, and all the other mammals and whatnot, they know what to do with it. So I'll leave them. Sunflower patch and the corn. That's that early Bantam right there behind the rock line over here. And this right here, I'm growing all this for the chickens essentially. This is all just sweet corn, but and it's been time for me to put my beans in here. So this evening, yeah, I'm about to put the beans in here so they can climb up these corn stalks like a trellis. I'm gonna let them get, you know, a little tall, and then I might maybe put some ground cover in here, like some cucumbers or some melons of some sort. I'm not sure. Probably not, honestly. I think whatever that, I don't know what this stuff is called. This stuff, it's a pretty good ground cover in itself. Bugs apparently like this, you see all the holes in it. But yeah, that grows pretty thick in here. I just weed where I need, you know, drop my seed, and then we'll proceed, you know, to watch this thing grow. Look, I told you, man, I'm not playing about this deal of these cucumbers, man. But yeah, that's pretty much what I got right here, you know. I got some other things That's private stock. You know, you have to come see this in person. You know, as you can see, I let a lot of places that I don't ever walk or need to travel in grow up. It's my marigold. See, this is a little pathway. You know, I walk through here. All this, look at all that goldenrod. This is like a huge goldenrod patch. Later in the season, I'll show you what I'm talking about. You see all these yellow flowers out here. This pile has been sitting here for a minute. Definitely needs to be burnt down. We just in a drought, and I'm not cool with that until, you know, everything's getting saturated with some moisture. And then I'll get rid of this spot. And that's gonna be our little chill section. Put a fire pit right here, picnic table over there. I don't know if you can see, but over here, I got a little section I designated for the birds. There's a bird feeder, it's empty. I got a little gate thing around the edge right here, so none of my cats or other animals are gonna sneak up on the birds and stuff eating over here. They'll have to go around or climb up, you know. By that time, the birds and whatnot already seen them and they're gone. Because my cats usually, they do come down here when I come down here, which I can't stand. And all this must be attended to. That's horse nettle. If you got livestock that eat this, man, it's gonna put them down. It's toxic to them. And this right here, you see, old garden bed. You know, I let this rest. I'm gonna chop and drop a lot of this stuff, and then I'm gonna rake it. I'm gonna make a couple rows right here, and all that stuff I got up there sitting in them nursery trays and whatnot, I'm gonna make room for them right here, because my other spaces are packed. Fig tree. My other fig tree. I got the big fig tree up there in the front, but it was here when I got this land, so. But yeah, that's pretty much it, man. I appreciate y'all taking the time to watch and check it out. If you like content like this, you know, follow, like, subscribe, all the above. You know how it goes. I'm not going to shield that off to you like that. But yeah, all support is appreciated. I hope y'all have a good evening, afternoon, morning, whatever it is for you. Peace.